So you were also telling me in the break that you've done a double-blind control study on Allicin's ability to be able to shorten colds. Obviously, there's an amazing preventative here as well, isn't there?
Absolutely. I mean, to be honest, this is the first time a double-blind placebo-controlled study has been done on a garlic extract. That might sound surprising, bearing in mind that garlic's been used for preventing colds for many, many years.
Well, nobody can make any money out of it. So.
Well, no one had actually ever done any proper science on it until we did this study about 4 years ago now. And we took 140 people. Half of them had just one capsule a day of the Allicin product, and the other half had a placebo. The number of colds in each group was reduced by more than 50% in the Allicin group. The symptoms were got rid of, so that's coughing.
So let me get this straight. These are people who have already got colds. They've got the scratchy feeling. Know it's coming on.
No. These are people who are picked from all over the UK, and they took the product for 3 months during the winter period.
Right.
They didn't have any colds to start off with, but we wanted to see whether the incidence of colds would be different in the active and the placebo group. So it didn't stop everybody from getting a cold. I think that's an important thing to say. But even those who got a cold whilst taking the Allicin product, they recovered from the symptoms of those colds, like coughing and sneezing and headache and runny nose, within a day. 1 day, whereas in the placebo, on average, it took 5 days to recover. So that is a magnificently significant difference, and it was statistically significant. And the other factor that came out of the study was that a lot of people on the placebo, the dummy, they actually got more than one cold during that 3-month period, whereas in the Allicin group, I think it was only 2 people got more than one cold. The difference was, again, very statistically significant. So this stuff not only can prevent colds from happening in the first place, it can get rid of the symptoms if you're unlucky enough to suffer a cold, and it prevents you from getting another cold.
This has got some pretty profound implications also when you start looking at cholesterol and heart disease and stroke. Tell us what you found about that.
Well, in my book we cover all aspects of what Allicin can do for human health, and the heart and circulatory system is a main area, obviously. We know that Allicin is a very mild HMG-CoA reductase inhibitor. In other words, it's a natural statin. It works in the same way, but obviously it doesn't have the opportunity to cause side effects because the body recognises it as being a natural extract and not some sort of chemical that's trying to affect a body system. So we would expect significant reductions in cholesterol and blood pressure. We've recently put Allicin together with beta-cytosterol, which is used in all of the spreads and the yogurts, and we have now a first-class lipid-lowering natural extract. And believe you me, Philip, it works extremely well.
So also tell me about the work you've done with Allicin and cancer.
Well, there's been a lot of work done on garlic and cancer for many, many years, and in fact in America it's seen as an anti-cancer food for sure. But what we have discovered is that Allicin, when it gets into the bloodstream, breaks down into a number of other sulfur compounds, and 2 in particular are very, very good anti-cancer agents. That's a compound called diallyl disulfide and diallyl trisulfide. They're sulfur chemicals, and they have the ability to knock out cancerous cells, and at the same time they boost the immune system, so you get an all-round benefit to anybody who's going through that cancer scenario.
The question I'm bound to finish with, of course, is that people write to me and say, right, we hear all the things about garlic, cannot stand it, can't eat it. So is there no hope for these people at all? What can they do?
I would encourage that sort of person to
my father, for instance, will just fly out the door the moment you cut a garlic clove. He can't bear the stuff.
Yeah, my dad was the same. He thought it was French foul-smelling muck. But the point is, a lot of these people can take a good quality supplement like the stabilised Allicin product without any problem at all. You don't smell it, you don't taste it.
Can they take those capsules and like break them up, put them into juices and things like that?
Yeah, you can do all of that.
Hide it.
We get people that put it into orange juice and pineapple juice and milk, and you can put it onto a piece of toast, you can put it onto a bit of cheese. You can use it in so many different ways. Because the Allicin is physically in the product, you're still going to get the benefit to the body as you take it in.
And you know, in addition to taking 1 or 2 capsules a day for good health, just eat garlic the way they used to in the old days before we stopped smelling.
Yeah, I always like to say, when I grew up, it was an apple a day would keep the doctor away. I like to say today it's a clove a day will keep the doctor away. So yes, eat a bit more garlic if you can, and if you really can't manage it, then please get a good quality garlic supplement and take that instead.
Peter, it's been great to see you, and thanks for coming with us. We've got a gale blowing outside, so hopefully it hasn't come through on the film. But thank you very much for coming along. All the best with your book.
Thank you.
And we will, of course, be keeping people at CTM notified about the exciting news that you have coming up in a few months.
Super. Thank you very much, Philip.